without seeing thee, my Lord.
I forgot.
But as always, it is good to be here, to be in this good company, and to be in this healthy vibration. It does seem strange when I enter into the vibration of the earth plane that I become cognizant of time, and yet it seems as if 8 months has gone by as quickly as 8 seconds. And this brings us to the close of this period of instruction, a period of time where all of us, mortal and immortal, have shared together. You may not see the evidence of the thing, but I speak for all of your spiritual family, the guides and teachers and the spiritual attractions that have come to you in the past months. And I say that we have learned from you as much as you may think you have learned from us. It has to be that way. It cannot be one-sided. I'm reminded of a remark that was made last in another class by a very distinguished speaker. And he said that when you study, do not study for results. Isn't that right, Jerry?
Yes.
A profound statement. But rather study for knowledge. Don't pray, meditate, and work merely for the results. Those things will come in their own time and place. But rather put your heart and the intent of all purposes behind your spiritual aspirations, for the wisdom and the knowledge that you may derive from such labor. And he also said, and I'm paraphrasing this, that the work that you do in this lifetime, in the realm of the spiritual, may not be realized in this lifetime. That is the results. But you're working for the future. You're working for eternity. And the good that is done and the knowledge that is accomplished here and tonight, today, you may not realize it for 1,000 years. But wherever you are, whenever you are in need of what you have learned tonight, that need shall surely be met. The fairness of the law, the equality of the law is perfect, because we know the law to be a name for that eternal power, the source and substance, the total and end of all things, which we may call God. And when we come into a room such as this, and we are all of one mind, one intent and purpose, that bit of the consciousness of immensity does seem more real. It seems more tangible. It's not an abstract thing. Here we from this side of life can come and be with you in this open and audible way. But consider that also you are here with us, and we may hear you in an open and audible way. In these following months, I urge you to continue to broaden the scope and horizon of your own consciousness. Seek truth wherever you will. It comes in many guises, but always with the guidance of that higher part of yourself and from the members of your spiritual family, you will know truth from error. You will know reality from deception wherever you may look. I believe personally that each one of you have reached a stage and state of consciousness, a point of intuition, where you will be able to recognize what has meat, substance for you, and what has only allurement, temptations, attractions. What is the absolute and what is the illusion? As many of you have been told that this group has gained the attention of a far more influential personage than I could ever hope to be in this particular time. Although I say the potential within me is there, as it is within all. And because of the attention and the particular blessing of the soul, certain blessings, certain forms of help are being directed to all of the sincere seekers and diligent students. And this guidance is of such a nature that it will not only bless and support you as a group, but in your individual study, right down to your everyday life. Can you believe that there is nothing so trivial that it does not merit the attention of some greater force than yourself? Because from little things, bigger things come. And so whatever is of importance to you, know that this guidance and help is being made available to you. Of course, I am speaking of Janai. And when our meetings resume in October month, you'll find that they will be quite different from these past 8 months. I shall certainly be very close to each and every meeting, but I shall not be as vocal as in the past. In these past months you have learned, I believe, a great deal. We've gone through these great faiths that men live by, the 7 paths of enlightenment, the 7 world religions. Some we've touched upon more deeply than others, and some just skimmed over. I leave the detail work for your own study and perusal. But what is the sum total of all of these months? That it's all the same. Whatever you call it, truth is truth. It has taught you to have a compassionate heart, an understanding nature for your fellow man, realizing that though he may not be on the same level of consciousness as you, he may be above or he may be below. He is finding his truth in the way that he is able to find it this time around. And as this whole portion of the universe moves into the influence of this great age, with quotes, we find that there should be a greater time for sharing. And many shall come to you. As many of you tonight can testify, many have already come to you in ways that are mysterious and unknown. A few come in the beginning, and then others. But each time you give of your heart and what knowledge you have, you increase the ability and the potential on your own part for grasping more. Talk truth. Discuss it. You may think you know little, But I assure you, get into an argument about it and you'll be surprised how much you know. Don't get into an argument, but get into a discussion. You'll be surprised how much you do know. You'll find that when you get inspired or heated, that you will forget yourself, you will lose self-consciousness, and you will enable yourself to become a greater channel for this great wisdom to flow through. And as we've talked in the past, all of this knowledge and wisdom does not come from your spiritual teachers alone. Much of it does. But when one is inspired and forgets mortal self, the door to the past is opened, and the lessons and the experiences, the triumphs and the tragedies that you have encountered in previous experiences, I believe comes to you. You may not be able to say name, date and place, but out of the vast reservoir of experience comes this knowledge. Never discredit yourself. Never minimize how much you know. To the outward senses it may be limited, but remember, the potential is there. The experience is there somewhere in the past. And through continuing study, which shall be for eternity, you'll never finish. You find that you raise your level of consciousness, and then you become more aware of these things of the past. You may call them premonitions, intuitions, whatever they may be, but they do come. When you go forward far enough, you meet yourself. And when you go backward far enough, you meet yourself. It all revolves around one great sphere, with no beginning and no end. We've all come this way before, and one thing is certain, we'll all continue. Perhaps not on the earth plane again, perhaps yes, but you will continue. Everything is temporal but your nature, and there's no end to you, for you are as infinite as your Creator, Sustainer, Preserver and Redeemer, all one in the same. So as I leave tonight, stepping aside for one that wishes to speak to you in this closing night, I want to wish you all well. I should be thinking about you and maybe even peeking over your shoulder once in a while. I doubt it. But you shall be in my heart and in my thought. And until we say hello again, I shall say good night now.